meet.
What is up, everyone? We're on episode 5 of Trigger Happy now.
Yeah, episode 5.
Yeah, and as you can see, the panel's totally different today. Everyone is traveling or MIA. We got MegaCon coming up this weekend, so
Yeah,
but Nerd Slap, how are you doing?
doing good, man. I'm doing real good. I'm ready for this weekend. We got one more day of work, and then I'm off, and I'm heading over to MegaCon. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time.
Hell yeah. Jake, what's been up, man? Haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. I got married in December, on December 30th, to my wife, Anna. Anna, I love you so very much. And I've been very busy with some medical issues that popped up in early October that I'm still dealing with. But the amount of paperwork they have to deal with when it comes to emigrating and getting like marriage legalized in 2 different countries, things like that. It's a lot of stuff. And there have been some things that have popped up, some personal matters that have popped up that have been preventing me from attending, if you will, being part of panels and things like that. However, I had some time this evening. ABF came and asked if I'd like to fill in since so many people are traveling. And you know what? It's good to dip my toes back in and to get back into the scene. So I appreciate being here, ABF. Thanks so very much.
Yeah. Thanks for joining.
Absolutely.
Malty, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Putting out a whole lot of videos, and apparently the things that have been coming out are fun to talk about, but I tend to get salty in them. So everyone's been asking for Salty Malty for a long time. I've tried to keep it tempered down, but no longer.
Salty Malty.
And Phantom, how are you doing, sir?
What up? Thank you for inviting me on. Hey, me and Jake, part of the homies, and we're up here and having a little fun, talking a little smack, and let's get on. Let's get this. Let's light this candle.
Hell yeah. Let's see here. We got Weasel in the chat. I think everyone from the 199 is like traveling right now. Got Ronan. What's up, Ronan?
What up, Ronan? Weasel? Oh, we got Isaac.
Uh-oh. Damn it.
What up, Isaac?
We got Isaac.
I don't think that emoji, I don't think it made it through. Translation report.
But, all right, let's see what we got here. I got a whole lot of tabs today. First thing I kind of like, Steam always seems to do just a little bit better than everybody else. They're not perfect, but they're adding a new feature that warns players when the last update to an early access game was. So if you see an early access game and it says it hasn't been updated for a little over a year, might be kind of sus to even purchase it in the first place.
I think this is fantastic. I think this is a great feature, not only in saying that, hey, the last update the developers made was X amount of months ago, but also the added piece of, for the real dum-dums, saying the information and timeline described by the developers here may no longer be up to date. Like that seals it for me. Like that's perfect. That's perfect. I'm totally with Valve on doing this.
I think it's a smart move.
Did they ask them what the developers have to say, and can they date that the last time it was updated?
I think that Steam has such a big cock they can just flop it around wherever they want to, and the developers will just do whatever they say. So I don't think that they had to ask anybody.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. And then this one, I thought was kind of funny because it reminded me of something else. But Google drops its pledge to not use AI for weapons or surveillance.
Did somebody say Skynet?
So here's my issue with this. Well, it's not an issue with this specifically. So Google can pledge, of course, that they will not use their AI for weapons or surveillance. First off, I call cap on them never using it for surveillance, number one. Number two, as far as if their AI gets developed enough, whether they pledge that they're not going to use it for weapons or not is irrelevant. Not to invoke any sci-fi, but over the past couple of weeks, I've been rereading Harlan Ellison's "I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream." And when it comes to, if we were to get to the point of an AGI, if it's going to be implemented for weapons, or even if it's not going to be implemented for weapons, there might not be a choice. It could very well end up being a situation where, China's AI that has been active recently is doing what it is doing. And if Google, let's say, is the first American company that reaches AGI or an advanced enough AI level that it is found useful, the U.S. government can just be like, yeah, that's ours. We're going to use this.
Okay, I've read this in two different ways, and I read it the separate way about halfway through Jake trying to say something. But Google drops its pledge, like in the cultural lexicon, like it dropped that they are pledging not to use AI for weapons or surveillance. But you can also say Google has already made that pledge and they dropped that shit.
I see what you're saying.
Well, here's another
what are they
pledge.
going with?
Here's another pledge that they dropped. Google's former motto, "Don't be evil," was a guiding principle adopted in the early days of the company to ensure it acted ethically and in the best interests of users and security.
Yeah, they dropped it in 2018, right?
They dropped it in 2018.
So,
Imagine dropping that. Like, why would you even drop that? Like, don't be evil. That's just like that's a fine statement no matter what setting.
just addendum the statement. Just keep the "don't be evil." And I had not even considered what you said. It could be read as they dropped a pledge, as in they dropped a newsletter for people to read. Or, like you said, they have dropped the pledge that they previously had that they won't use it for weapons or surveillance. So that's a good catch. Good catch.
That would have taken me way longer. Sorry, go ahead.
I think they meant it in the motto sense,
right?
Of this. And then my other thought is maybe they determined that sex is a weapon, and if they're shutting themselves off from selling sex bots, because they have to surveil also to be more accurate and collect data, right?
Right.
Dude, could you imagine? Could you just imagine the day that like Skynet takes over the sex spots? Poor Erwin when he gets one.
He's not gonna like his fridge so much after that.
Oh.
Grogu is technically 50 years old, so.
All right, then what else we got here? So this was just kind of interesting, not really, but Starfield is putting out a new ship, which looks really cool. I have to admit, it looks really cool. It reminds me of what's the game that Benology plays all the time? I can't remember all of a sudden.
No Man's Sky?
No, this other spaceship game that everybody calls a scam.
Oh,
why do I always forget the name of it? Everyone does, right?
I'm blanking on it as well.
Yeah, but
Excuse me.
It feels like that game. Just it's a very empty universe, and
it really is.
Yeah, but really, I just wanted to jump off of this topic to get to this topic. More people have completed Starfield on Xbox. That's Xbox only.
Mm-hmm.
Than have started Astrobot on PS5.
That's pretty wild. Considering how like not only loved but beloved Astrobot is, like everybody I've seen play it loves it. Like I was watching Melee K play it a few weeks back, or like a month back when it came out, and everybody after that loves it. This just shows that there's way less PS5s out there.
Star Citizen. I think Westford had it first, actually.
Well, yeah, I agree. This is also cherry picking. This is cherry picking information right here, because they're not talking about how many people have played Astrobot then have started Astrobot as opposed to completing Starfield only on Xbox. Like, you are narrowing the parameters down so much in order to make yourself look good. You can get the fuck out of here with that, because
Well,
right through it.
no, not exactly, Multi, because there are other avenues that you can play Starfield on, and they're only comparing one console to another console, and they're comparing one game to another game that are exclusive to those consoles.
Yeah, but so all right. So let me ask this question: on how many did Starfield come out on Xbox One or One Plus or one?
No, it was
No, I don't think so.
it was X and S, and
yeah, it's only on the Series 5.
and it
So
was
only current gen.
broken. It was broken. Technically, it is still broken in parts. I tried replaying it like a few days ago, and I still can't play it because it's still broken.
So that's trying to be a got you moment in the content in the console wars. I'm just trying to make sure I have full context for this.
Well, what's surprising to me though, Multi, is that Astrobot won Game of the Year in a lot of different categories, or not Game of the Year, won a lot of different game awards in different categories. And I think on some game award shows got Game of the Year. And Starfield may have gotten a couple for like, I don't know, like sound or like design or something like that. But you know, it's like it feels like it's a very beloved game, but it's actually not been played that much, I don't think.
Not on PS5 though, but
it's only available on PS5.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. That's the context I needed, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
if people are
Right.
playing it on Steam or in other places, like,
Nope.
oh yeah,
Right.
fuck off with the PS5. All right,
Yeah,
no,
It's
fine.
only available
All
on PS5.
Yeah,
right,
Astrobot's
got you.
only on PS5, and so the comparison to Starfield, which is, as far as consoles considered, only on the Xbox Series consoles, I feel that's a pretty even comparison.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
yeah,
so.
it is now. Knowing the context, that is even now. All right.
It's not exactly a 1-to-1, but it's comparing like one game to another. You know, one exclusive on one console to another game that's exclusive on a different console. So, yeah, I just thought it was interesting.
Oh,
Hey, what's up, Zax? Oh, we
What
got
up,
Laughing
Zach?
Well,
Man
I'm-
here. What's up, Laughing Man?
Well, I've always said that at some point they ought to just like look at the numbers of people like exclusive games. They probably could get more eyes on certain games if it was multi-platform than just on one or the other. You know, they could get more eyes on the game and get more people to play it. Say like God of War for one. If God of War would have been on Xbox or on PC, I think they would have had a lot more numbers to it. So like like exclusive Xbox or PlayStation or exclusive PC games, it actually hurts the companies that just put on one brand. They would put on multi brands. I think they would make more money and generate more eyes on the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a common argument against exclusives, and
Now, Ronan, you can play it on PC, but in this particular thing, they're only comparing the Xbox.
right. And Phantom, you brought up God of War, which on release was not on PC. It was what, like 2 years later when it came to Steam, when it came to PC. However, the point about exclusives is something that, that's been an argument not only from consumers but also from developers for quite some time. And recently you've seen Microsoft start to move away from that. First off, not making console exclusives, basically making sure that if Microsoft releases a game, it's going to be available on their consoles and on the PC day one, through Game Pass and stuff. And also, very recently, how they're moving former exclusives to be available on PlayStation, for instance. And I feel that, like Nagernal said, exclusives sell consoles. That's true. But I feel that the barometer of the gaming community is showing that people are starting to care even less about exclusives, and the care about exclusives has lowered enough, and the desire for accessibility is high enough that big companies like Microsoft are starting to say, you know what, this exclusive thing, it's really not working out for us.
Mm-hmm.
I know Sony, because of who Sony is, they really hold on to their guns. But Sony, similar to Microsoft, also has different avenues of making money. Microsoft obviously is a software developer. They have their operating system, and Sony has their electronics division, things of that nature. Getting royalties for every Blu-ray DVD that's printed, for instance. But I think the gaming community at large is, again, just kind of done with exclusivity, and they just want access. They want access.
I mean,
Make it available.
I'm okay with the exclusives, to be honest, because when these companies are forced to make one, you got Gears of War. What's a big ass one for PlayStation?
God of War.
God of War.
God of War was, yeah.
They are putting too much work into the game to try to get people to buy a piece of hardware. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't see that anymore with the game studios, and I kind of miss that. So
Well, back in the day when you had say like Call of Duty, you would have exclusive content for Xbox for Call of Duty, and you had exclusive content for PlayStation.
yeah, that I don't
You know,
like.
And they did that with Soul Calibur back in the day when you had Link on GameCube and you had Yoda on Xbox and you had Vader on PlayStation. And then like later on when they released like a special edition, they brought Vader over to Xbox, but they didn't bring Link because they didn't have that contract with Nintendo. Now for myself, is it going to be odd to see, like, say, Halo go to PlayStation or Gears of War to go to PlayStation? Absolutely. Do I think it'll get more eyes on the game? Maybe get a resurgence in certain games? Maybe. It could backfire. We just don't know. We haven't seen that on a high scale yet to get the data on that.
Yeah.
Going to Ronan's point right there, and Phantom, that was a great point. What's up, Mo? How you doing? To that point right there, I think having everything available cross-platform, yet if you have it on a certain platform, you get your own specific character, like he was talking about with Soul Calibur. Only certain platforms got this specific character, and so that would make you buy and cross-platform thing that drove the market a little bit better. I agree with that. Like, I think that's a good marketing strategy.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like the idea of the third-party titles holding stuff back for one platform or the other.
Yeah, that's the big one. If it's a first-party title, fine, but a third-party title, especially if it's multiplayer, again, like something like Soul Calibur, for instance, which is multiplayer. If you were to have cross-platform, and on platform A you have a character that is available that is not available on platform B, and if the twain meet, and for some reason, let's say, the third-party company has a better deal with this platform, and so the character, I don't know, even if the character is like perfectly balanced, there's going to be people on forums talking about how it's imba, how they're paid shills to make this character even better, and that creates animosity in the community.
Well,
and then it makes the popularity of the game tank.
Well, also, if you remember when Microsoft was trying to buy the Call of Duty, the companies that did Call of Duty, they fought tooth and nail because one, they thought that Xbox was just going to put Call of Duty on the Xbox alone. And then they were like fighting them because they knew that Microsoft would put Call of Duty on Game Pass, which they did. But they still honored the contract that they were going to still lie on their system and have those exclusive perks that they would only get for their system. So, I mean, they compromised on that.
Right.
Like I said, back in the day, they did that all the time, compromise. But, nowadays that, you have more consumers, you have more PC players, you have console players, it's more fun to have a game that's cross-platform to where everybody can play. I mean, look at the Star Wars Battlefront games. They were hurt because they were not cross-platform. Yeah, that was before platform was a thing. But if that would have been cross-platform, that game would have still been going. It would have had more updates. If you can overlook the controversy with the loot crates and stuff, which that did hurt the game. But for me, there's only like certain games that I play that I like to play with like everybody else, but can't because it's exclusive to one console and it's not platform over. I
Yeah.
mean,
All right,
sorry.
Let's go ahead and shift gears here for a minute because that was just meant to be a jumping off, not a main point. But so September 2nd should become an international holiday. So on September 2nd, Dan Vasc sent a text message to Az, "Hey dude, mind if I screen grab your epic rant about the Starfield woke shit and post it on Twitter? Might bring you some heat though. Fill your boots, dude."
Right.
I love
But
his
Az
response.
was
Fill
right.
your boots, dude.
Az was right though.
We're getting to that. So let's see here. And this is crazy because Asmongold seems to be the person that leads around the normies.
Yeah. He's the
And
normie card wrangler.
check this out.
Be funny. Look at this.
Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Because that's all we fucking know! Because we're boring! We're so fucking boring!
Everybody made fun of Az. Everybody hated Az. But he was right. And now everybody is agreeing with him, and he was 100% right. In fact, he didn't chimp out harder about pronouns hard enough. Planned Parenthood missed a golden opportunity here to resonate with normal people had they terminated the abortion of a game and saved some idiots some money. This is literally you screaming and crying over pronouns. You gave a game a bad review because it had basic English language in it. So I can understand why the term media literacy might be too much for you. You want to know what's really funny about this? He won. It doesn't matter what you think media literacy is. It doesn't matter because ultimately people support him now. And now his opinion is so pervasive that companies are avoiding it. And the government has even made it mandatory for people to not include pronouns in their emails. Complete bald victory. And by the way, Starfield's fucking dead.
He's right. It is.
He's right.
Flawless victory.
Oh,
There you go.
Did anybody predict that Asmongold would say something like that about Az? I didn't.
Absolutely not.
I gotta say a little bit. You could tell he kind of licks his finger and checks the wind quite a bit.
Sure.
I think he was gonna come around sooner or later, but to kind of do it in such a way that is shocking.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Malty.
No, you first, man.
Well, I was just going to build off what Mo was saying about how Asmongold kind of checks the wind. The tipping point, really, in my opinion, was when he was getting all of those bans, off of Twitch and stuff, and he dove head first into things like what we just saw. I think, like Mo, you were saying, I think he was checking the wind to see which way it was blowing and kind of moving in that direction. But I don't think people expected him to flip this hard. But when that Twitch ban came in, he was like, okay, here we go. The gloves are off.
Now, to clarify, it's not like an act, ma'am, where it's like I'm doing it because I'm disingenuous. He's trying to see what's going on in pop culture and trying to read the room and things like that.
I agree.
In a more authentic way. Honestly, I think that he was trying to just be like, okay, this seems like this is bull crap. Let me just check and see what's going on here. And okay, I see all this evidence. He's not. Say what you will about Asmongold. He's much less susceptible to confirmation bias. He's okay with being wrong.
Yes.
And things like that. He's a little weird, with his roaches and everything. But you know what? As long as you have an open mind, but you stand up for something, then you're good. If you just have an completely open mind, your brain will fall out, which is what happened to a lot of these wokies. But I thought I had an idea. I just didn't think it was going to be like that at all.
When it comes to Asmongold, I think I agree with him when he talks about gaming 80 to 90% of the time. When he talks about politics, I agree with him probably 60% of the time. So
fair.
I think it's fair.
He's a net positive, I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
Multi,
totally.
what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm surprised that he didn't have backup as and then also offer another viewpoint. So and then that ABF actually kind of said like the exact same thing that I was gonna say, but just in a better way. I was like, I'm surprised that he 100% agreed and backed as fully in this situation on it without saying a but or an and then or what if.
You're right. He didn't even give himself like an escape out of that statement or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
just
committed
like,
to
he
it
was
now.
right.
He's committed to it now. So if
Yeah.
flack starts flying his way, he's got to hold his ground. Because if he flips, then everybody's going to be like, well, Asmund, you were disingenuous. And like Mo was saying, you'd have kind of an act ma'am situation.
Well, also, Asmund here lately has actually started growing a set of balls and calling out more and more than what he was doing in the past. And I recommend, I give him praise for that because in the past he has, skirted on the outside of certain controversies. But I say the last year he's really stepped up and shown that, he is like on our side to a point. So
Yeah, still call him out when he says something wrong, but I think
course.
that he leads around the normies, and it's not necessarily a bad thing because he's like I was saying, a net positive. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to be on our side. He just has to listen. That's why people love Joe Rogan. He wants to have a conversation. We don't have to agree. I don't care. As a matter of fact, that'd make a very boring society if we all agreed on the same thing.
And I don't
So-
necessarily know or I guess think that he goes whichever way the wind blows because he does have a mind of his own.
Right.
In like most of the takes that he has when it comes to gaming, anyways. And I don't know if this is like a going which way the wind blows situation because I don't think that he directly called out Az or anything. I think he just reacted to it and then was like, "Let's see. We'll just have to wait and see,"
Right.
And it turned out Starfield. All the other Bethesda games are played a hell of a lot more than Starfield is. So
That's true. That's true.
No, there is
really quick. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Multi.
No, you go ahead because I'm finna leave pretty soon. So like, you get all your topics out.
I just wanted to acknowledge our chat really quick. I forgot to highlight this a while ago. Sorry about that, Isaac. It was a man wearing or emoji wearing sunglasses. Thank you, Isaac.
Thank you, Isaac.
99 cents. And Corn Boy with his thumbs up.
Thank you, Corn Boy.
When I see him in real life, I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Speaking about net positives, and even though, just to wrap up, if I may, even though Asmund is kind of like the normie tard wrangler, if you will, he is someone like Joe Rogan in the sense that homies keep the other homies in check, and whether you agree with them or not, you got to call balls and strikes. And when it's a strike, it's a strike. When it's a ball, it's a ball. You don't have to agree with him, but when there's a good take, if he says 1 + 1 = 2, whether you like him or not, you got to be like, he's right. He's right.
We got rated by Badger. Thank you, Badger.
Thank you, Badger.
For listening.
Badger.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
And he sent over a graph web, it looks like. For
Let's sing it.
$2.
Let's sing it. Jake's on here. We're on here. Let's sing it.
All right, here we go. Ready? For
fuck's
fuck's
sake.
sake. Oh,
I'm never doing that again.
I'm kind of regretting coming on here. You could just
you
ask
guys
me to do
were
it.
out of timing there.
I'm a professional. I'm a classically trained bassist, for crying out loud. You could just told me what the words were. I would have done it. Whatever.
The words of the super chat, man.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have watched the last.
They canceled Disney Plus. There you go.
It was off the hip. Yeah, I sang it solo on off the hip.
Shout out.
And quite well, we might add.
Yeah, that's his reaction to our singing.
Yeah.
He
Ask
loves
for it
it.
next time.
No, holy fuck. Like, he's surprised of how good it is, I think.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I think so.
Totally. Yes, confirmed.
He is
See?
biased
Look
against
at that.
Gregorian chants.
Totally
He
worth
loves
it.
it.
I'll catch this on the rewatch. I'll hear how bad it actually was.
If it was Gregorian,
It was bad.
It wasn't
Oh, I
really
can tell.
Gregorian. It was more Corkorian.
No, it was the opposite of
Blown
Gregorian
away.
chant.
We're
Well,
so
Valley
good.
of Goat blown away, but then Westford's throwing tomatoes at us. So I don't know what to think.
He's just trying to give us a snack. That's all.
True.
Naganal, I don't even know if we can trust his opinion, really.
No.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
a PlayStation simp.
Right?
Ooh, good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Hey, he
Um,
did go for the Xbox 360 controller though.
That's true.
Okay. Hey, calling balls and strikes.
That's
a good
true.
There
point.
we go.
Good point.
He shows his feet to to our Discord.
Giving those away for free, are you, Nagy?
Yeah, that's a
Bold
ball.
choice.
That's a ball in his
That's a ball.
corner. But yeah,
Absolutely.
a strike is Xbox 360 controller. At least top 3. We can have this debate some other time because I do have to head out right now. But
What's up,
All
Jose?
right, man.
Well, here's a topic for Naganal since he can't fight back right now because he's driving a car. You can always count on Jeff
See you,
Keighley
Malty.
to drop the news on Xbox games going to PlayStation, but when Sony games go to PC, he disappears. Typical Sony Cody.
I mean, look, he started as Pope Cheeto the first with the Doritos and the Mountain Dew, and I think Sony. I mean, this was over a decade now at this point, but I think Sony saw that was like, he can be bought. We can figure this out.
I mean, when it comes to Nagranal, he simps harder for Sony than MCU fan does for Krista.
I wouldn't go that
Oh
far.
my god, that's
That's a bold
Debatable.
statement.
bold
Debatable.
strategy. Let's see if it pays off for it.
Close.
Oh, I'll probably get banned from the GCA Discord and get brought back in.
Here's another bold statement.
Dude, look, the GameCube controller. I would describe the GameCube controller as fun. It's fun to look at. It's nice colors. It feels kind of interesting in the hand. Pause. And it controls pretty okay. But I mean, come on. Like, as far as just gamepads go, the Xbox Elite controller, that's the GOAT. Period. And
See,
I'm not
okay.
just saying that because if I ever use a DualShock, because the sticks are low and close together, my thumbs hit each other because I got, big old man hands. I like the
Okay.
offset.
So I'm gonna say this: the Elite controller is mega overrated. It is not all that great.
But the layout is what I'm.
Well, layout, and I like the weight, but you have like Scar controllers. You have like other professional level ones that are really
Discuss,
good.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So, or whatever it's called. But I used it. I had a Elite controller for a while. The like when you grab on to like, I know you're like, oh, you can remove the paddles. Well, then I don't need them. I don't need
Right,
the Elite controller.
right.
Then the paddles are magnetic and they come off too easy. I don't like them. Like I think it's a mega overrated controller.
So I think what we're getting to here is the poll should not have been what is the best gamepad, but rather what is the best gamepad layout. Because I think we can all agree, or at least most of us can agree, that the Xbox 360, Xbox One style layout is
I hate
peak
to
for
interrupt
gamepads.
you, Jake, but I have to get this one off the screen soon. Maximus, thank you for the 99 cents. I appreciate it.
Burn it.
Thank
Burn
you.
it with fire.
Woo!
Burn it with fire.
I can still see that in my peripheral, and it was hurting my eyeballs.
Ooh, yeah.
No, look, I know y'all are saying that the Xbox controller is good, but you're
Watch an
forgetting about
expert.
the real OG controller here. All right.
Mm.
This is the OG, the best controller you can buy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Submarines with
Oh
it.
yeah. Yeah.
Unless you're going to explore the Titanic, then you would probably disagree with that.
Hey, they came out with an updated version. It works for them now.
Yeah, but the bad thing is, that company probably is using that one to control the submersible.
Have you read the reviews for that controller on Amazon? They're the
God,
best.
yes.
They're hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
So
Hilarious.
hilarious.
Mad Cats.
Oh,
my
especially after the accident, the first controller that was the original controller. Man, this sank harder than the Titanic. That was like one of the funniest fucking ones on there.
Oh, there were some good ones.
Oh yeah.
I say, See,
Well, see,
I
you're allowed to be wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say I mostly enjoy fighter games, which is why I agree with the GameCube comment. It's okay for like Nintendo games, but for real fighting games, it's literally a no go. You can't use that controller.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, the best case for a controller, whoops, I meant to reshare with the window this time. Let's see here, is for driving games,
Oh, absolutely.
which we're not going to get from Need for Speed for a minute. EA confirms the Need for Speed franchise will continue in the future. That means that they don't have anything in the works right now. And Nerd Slap was pointing out the last game they put out was 2022.
Unbound.
So the team is currently all in on developing the new Battlefield game.
So this is interesting to me because if the team is all in, that means Criterion is working on Battlefield. What would Criterion be doing?
There are 4 separate studios according to that
Good God.
Battlefield release. So one is doing specifically the multiplayer. One is doing specifically the campaign mode, the single player.
Okay.
And then I think the other 2 are doing sound design and level stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, they are all hands on deck for one single game. It's kind of crazy.
Do you think they might be working on like vehicles, like tanks and drivable vehicles in the game?
Well, I mean, Battlefield is legendary for having drivable stuff. So whatever technology they do have in the Frostbite engine might translate to a Need for Speed game. But I don't know if does Need for Speed use the Frostbite engine?
Yes.
I think it does.
Does it?
The past few have.
I think a couple of them
That's
have.
crazy because the Frostbite engine is notoriously bad to work
Oh
with.
yeah, it's extremely difficult to use outside of first-person shooters, and even for first-person shooters, it's a whale.
My favorite example was Battlefield 4. They patched something that was like crashing the game for everybody, and by doing so, it changed the value of the damage fall off for specifically the flechette rounds out of the grenade launcher. So people were flechette routing people across the map.
Yeah, hundreds of meters away. Wild.
And the game was broken for 4 months because they couldn't fix it.
Wow.
So they're talking about releasing in the 3rd quarter of 2026, which people started to like question, and then they actually restated that if they have to, they will go past that fiscal year of 2026 to finish the game if they need more time.
So
and they're also citing that they don't want to try to compete with certain games such as GTA 6. That one's understandable. Doom: The Dark Ages, maybe. Borderlands 4, that's not something that they have to compete with.
Right. I don't think they're in competition.
So yeah.
What this is saying to me, at least at a very surface level, because this is the first time that I've seen this. At least at surface level, what this is saying to me is they've seen how Activision Blizzard has what they have done and how they have done with the Modern Warfare remakes, the Black Ops 6, and just how bad, like even going back to the Battlefield 3 launch, the Battlefield 4 launch, 2042 is apparently a fixed and okay game now, but barely anybody plays it. That was a horrific launch as well. I mean, it seems the Battlefield game that people play the most is Battlefield 1, and that was also broken on release, but people like the setting. And I feel that EA and Battlefield have seen how competitive, not really competitive, but like online first-person shooters have been over the past number of years. And they're saying to themselves, when the next Battlefield comes out, it needs to work on the spot. It needs to work. And it needs to be good.
Really?
It needs to be very good. It needs to, from day one, it needs to be a COD killer, if you will. It has to be competitive from jump. And I think with this, the time frame, the amount of people working on it, I think they're genuinely really serious about making sure that the next Battlefield is going to be a very good game. And honestly, I hope it is. I really do.
One of the things I'm concerned about, though, is that every single game has moved in the direction that I don't like, away from what Battlefield 4 had, which was
Right.
like they didn't have skill-based matchmaking.
Oh,
I
dude.
love that about the game. You never know what you got with your team. They were either complete shit or they were tryhards. And it made you better at the game and forced you
Absolutely.
to change your tactics when you're up against someone that like knows how to fly a jet or a helicopter or
Right.
something like that,
Right. And
So-
there's been a number of like YouTubers who have put out videos talking about how SBMM is just like a multiplayer killer. It just absolutely kills the vibe. Nobody wants to play, honestly, when you run up against skill-based matchmaking, because you have one evening you have a run of a few good matches and you're like, okay, you're getting bounced up to this level, and then the next time you boot it up you just get crushed, and that is just so demoralizing, and it's not fun.
Yeah,
Leave the skill-based matchmaking to competitive shooters where there actually is like a competitive mode where you do placement matches and there's rankings and things like that. For something like Call of Duty or Battlefield, just let it be random.
Yeah, I've seen people that'll come into a game on Call of Duty with the skill base and be playing with them like a couple of days before, and they're somewhat decent, but they get thrown into a higher skill level base with players. They get murked. It's kind of hilarious, but yeah, I think skill base works better on like Call of Duty or say certain games like that. So
yeah, I remember from 3 and 4 or most Battlefield games, if you get stuck with a bunch of point hoarders or people that are just trying to get sniper shots, you're like, capture the flag. You're like, because you just, whenever you get off the flag, you just see A, B, C, they go turn to the other. I'm like, capture the objectives, you dickweeds.
In Battlefield,
only for kills.
It was PTFO, play the fucking objective, and everybody knew what PTFO meant if you typed that in the team chat.
You remember that? You were there with the tank. You'd be popping helicopters out of the sky. You're doing it. You're helping them capture the flag. You're like, all right, we got this. Everybody spawned here. You go on to like D, and just by the time you get halfway to D, C's going away. You're just like, these dumbasses.
Really quick, Dom. Damn, dude, dropping 50 gifted memberships. Thank you.
Thank you
so much. And yeah, we are going to be hanging out with Dom in Orlando and with his quote unquote dipshit brother, MCU fan.
Oh, good. Simpy
I hope he brought the shirt. I hope he brought the shirt and wears it again.
I didn't pack it. I have one also, but I might have to pack it. And then also we have Jeremy the Cyborg with also 5 gifted memberships. Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
We got 10 more production assistants now.
Thank you, guys.
That's gonna keep me a little busy.
Yeah, you might not be able to use hollow rounds. That's a lot of people to shoot through.
Yeah, ABF, you go have to start learning the skill of the ricochet.
Yeah.
But I noticed that Multi bounced. Mo, you want to do your outro for Multi and yourself? You have to go, right?
Yes, Multi was trying to say goodbye, but
yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
I know.
I didn't
So
see him
for
type in
him,
private chat though.
Okay. Well, for Multi, pay attention next time. And then for me, that was a horrible impersonation. Pleasure streaming with y'all. As always, Phantom. I'm actually properly dressed this time as opposed to last time we streamed. But thanks for having me on. We'll see you here in about 15 minutes. Yeah, sorry, Weasel. My bad. I know you have a tuned hearing because you're a furry. You have those high sensory ears. So next time I'll be a little more quiet. But it's true. The hatred was real. I was right back there in the middle of the battle. So, all right, guys.
Well,
see you in a little bit.
What can people expect over on the GCA tonight?
You can expect earliness and retardedness with our special guest,
Whoa.
Fear the Beardo.
Nice.
Yes,
So if you go live at 8:01, does that still count as being late and gay because you've announced ahead of time?
I don't know. This is like when you talk about gremlins and like, what's midnight? Is it really midnight? Is it midnight Eastern? Is it midnight Pacific? It's like,
yeah, but
we don't know.
the point I'm trying to get at is if you're going to be early and straight and have Beardo on, like, that's fire and water. That's oil and water. Those things don't mix.
Well, he's like 0, and if you multiply anything times 0, you still equals
It's 0.
So
I
we
see.
won't be able to get out of the retarded like funnel. So it's going to be retarded. It's going to be gay on some level. So
Interesting.
come and join us and see what happens. So all right, guys. See you guys in a little bit.
See you in a
And,
little bit.
talk to y'all later.
See you over there, Mo.
Yeah.
I got a challenge for the chat. When you guys do super chats, do your super chats where Bearder has to read them. They're all misspelled just to see him read them.
They're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, make it like those logic tests where they have a paragraph and all the words have the letters transposed.
Oh, sorry.
And if you're a smarty, you can read it. But
Sons and Shadows,
hey,
thank you, dude. Another
Thank you.
5 production assistants added. I started doing a Thursday stream with him where we talk about Stargate SG-1, but
Oh, right on.
I will not be there tomorrow, but I will be there next Thursday. So yeah, that one's kind of fun to be able to talk about SG-1 and get it out of my system,
SG-1 is
I might
goat.
have to.
SG-1 is goat.
I might have to join you on that one of these days, man. That's
Yeah.
a good documentary.
It is a great documentary. I'm surprised they never put it out on PBS. They just don't want you to know the truth.
Right?
Yeah.
They're hiding the truth, man.
I
It's
absolutely love that X parody account where the bio is like, this is actually me. No, it's not. But yes, it is.
Jack O'Neill?
Yeah.
Yeah, he started following me the other day, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dude, it's so funny. It's so funny.
It is funny. What's up, Tech Rat? How are you doing?
What up, Tech Rat?
And we got Jeremy the Cyborg again. There's a new girl boss SG-1 show called Catherine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's like a prequel to everything.
Yeah, so Catherine was the person that like started everything and got Daniel. Yeah.
It's where they discovered the Stargate in Egypt, and they start learning it, and they start it's the technical stuff building the SG series, and getting it moved from Egypt to America. It's actually a real good show.
How long ago was it? Because
within the last year or two.
Okay, maybe I haven't seen it then.
There's
but
Nazis
going
in
back
it too.
and watching SG-1, a lot of the episodes, like if they were written now, you would call them woke. So,
I mean, especially the ones with Carter being a badass. Carter being a badass was like pretty good in those shows.
Yeah. Maximus, another flashbang with those feet for 99 cents. Thank you for that.
This is just Nagarnal's alt account. Let's be real.
Oh.
I mean, as many times he showed these feet in Discord, I'm not surprised. Nerd Slap, I'm not surprised.
Again, giving this away for free, Nike. Bold strategy.
Is it terrible?
I mean, every
yeah.
time every time he gets drunk in Discord, we have to worry if he's going to turn on his camera and show his feet. No shit.
But let's see here. I wanted to talk about this real quick. So I did not try to sign up right away. I actually have a thing about like going out of my way not to play a beta of a game anymore. But I don't know. Now that I'm in this space, I think I should be doing that. Even though one of the things is that you're not supposed to talk about what you are experiencing in the beta or the alpha or whatever you want to call it. It's the test environment. But they had so many people trying to sign up that it actually like crippled the website for like an entire day. And everyone was like, why didn't you put this out on your regular, alpha sign up for stuff? And they're like, we did.
Yeah. This is the beginning, guys.
Yeah.
2018. Wow. Seemed a
7
lot sooner
years?
than that.
Good Lord.
So wait,
you were way off base.
Is Origins the one about Catherine that he was talking about? Or is there one called Catherine?
No, it's Origins.
Okay, I have seen Origins and it is complete dog shit. Yeah. Yep, I agree with that. But yeah, they keep boasting. Hopefully and dude, when they start marketing for the game, EA is like they're way better at like marketing than they are making an actual game. they get people hyped up. So
Oh, dude.
wait till next year when they start doing that. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah.
I have a thing about playing betas. You know, a lot of times you can play a beta of a game and it's awful and it'll turn you off from playing it. I mean, that's what happened with me in Vanguard because the beta for Vanguard was just bad. And I wish they did I wish they did a beta for the Halo Infinite because I would have gotten Vanguard over, Infinite because
Yeah,
I
so
think Infinite was way worse.
When you play an alpha or a beta, what's happening is you're jumping too far into the game where there's not like this element of mystery anymore.
Right.
You actually know how the mechanics work at its very, at its very core. And by knowing exactly how it works, it takes away the fun later when the game comes out because you know exactly how that game works.
Right. There's
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, go ahead.
There have been articles written. I'm sure you guys have seen it about how gamers, depending on the type of gamer you are, they'll basically like solve the game in their mind, and they will play it in a certain way that basically just plays the fun out of it. And what you're saying with if you start out in the alpha, the pre-release alpha or the beta or whatever, or even if you jump in like 30 days or a week before the game fully releases, you're a lot of people that go into that environment are playing it with the intent to learn it as best as possible so that on release they basically have solved in their mind all the fun out of the game, and then it drops off.
And then we have this here. So Avowed is on its way out on the 18th, and this is hilarious to me because you can play it for free on Game Pass, but you can also get the premium edition game by paying the difference of the base game, which is $22, and play it 5 days early. So now they're microtransacting you with the Game Pass to be able to play it early.
I saw that the other day, and I'm like, you got to be shitting me.
And then it gets better, even.
Where do the microtransactions end?
You guys are going to love this. Oh, my God.
Dude, it's turtles all the way down, Nerd Slap, I'm telling you.
If you guys aren't excited for Avowed.
Hey,
Hi, Sophie.
This is going... Hey, what's up, Sophie? All right. Check this out.
Okay.
What the fuck is this?
Where's the back half? Oh, there it is.
Erwin, don't get any ideas.
No, Tobias don't get no ideas.
That too.
Put the garden gloves on.
I'm sorry.
Shove some dirt inside of it.
It's a chia pet. What the fuck?
What?
What the fuck?
Let me guess. Part 2 comes out on release day, February 18th.
Probably so.
Dude, dude, they need to take the chia pets. They need to take the commercial with chia pet. Put it chia.
I'm assuming it's like mycelia or mushroom grower.
Yeah, that's what it looks
chia
like.
pet.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys excited for it now?
Oh yeah, definitely. No. Day one. Gonna pre-order.
Dude, you only need the Game Pass.
Dune.
You only need the Game Pass and $22, and you can play it pretty soon, Jake.
I'm gonna pre-order this.
Look,
definitely.
I'm not saying I'm not going to play it because my PC has been holding on by a thread for a number of years and desperately needs upgrades. I'm not e-begging. What I am saying is I'm not going to play this game because I don't care.
Guess how much it is for that chia pet.
What you just showed me, ABF,
$60
did not help their case at all.
It's
also,
only $30.
Shitty chia pet, big holes, not a lot of them, and only on the ass end. Come on.
No, it was on the shoulder too. It was like kind of half and half.
Also, what soil are they shipping with it? Unless they're just shipping you like
I don't-
basically 2 halves, and you have to do it yourself.
I
You're
think
not
you have
going
to
to be
get your
growing
own.
that. You're not going to get to look like that.
No, you're getting your own soil. I think you have to go to Home Depot and get a bag of rich soil if you can't find any. Yeah.
Now, here's my question, Jake. Would you rather play this or Starfield?
I mean, no cap. Honestly, again, if eventually, when I get to the point where I'm able to fix my PC up and actually have it to run more modern games, I actually do genuinely want to give Starfield a decent shot. I do.
Okay. Fair.
I do.
I'm going to give it a
there's
shot
number
when
of
it's
games
$30.
over the past. There's a number of games that have come out over the past like 5 or 6 years that my PC can't exactly handle, and I don't want to f anything up. That I want to give a shot, and also I'm the type of person that when a new game comes out, especially if it's a game that's moddable, I like to give it like 2 years or so before I actually try it and give it a shot, because I want it to be as fixed as it's going to be, and I want there to be as much content as possible. That's kind of how I play stuff.
Sophie, I actually agree with you now that I've seen the movie.
If there was a Heimisag, that would be badass. But whatever that thing was, that like wolf bear hybrid thing for a game that only a few people know about, like, I mean, it's a bold strategy. It's an interesting marketing thing, but I'm kind of interested in who's going to pay the $90 for this free to play game to get that, and are they going to use it, or are they just going to they're just going to take the halves and sit them on the top and then just use them as like porous cups?
Well, all right. It sounds like you guys are not excited for that game.
You think?
And I think you would agree that
Oh,
Veilguard failed because it didn't have enough live service elements.
interesting. I wonder what the entire writing team for that game would say about that.
You
I'm
sound
sure
like
they'd
a
all
bigot right
say
now,
it's
Jake, and I think that you need to do a barf.
I just want to make a point. If you can make me full screen, I just want to say that I am deeply sorry that I've offended anybody. If I have upset you for being racist, homophobic, xenophobic, any sort of bigot, misandrist, or misogynist, I just want to say to you guys, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, go fuck yourselves. Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right.
Beautiful.
Oh man, the game failed because not because the wokeness that was injected into it, not the failure of the story. Yeah, that's not the factor on why it failed. No, it was this shit. Okay, yep.
I do have a real quick hot take about Veilguard. I do think, from the bottom of my heart, and now I'm being genuine here this time when I say from the bottom of my heart, I do honestly believe that if they kept the mechanic of being able to control your team members, that it would have done better. Maybe not a lot better, but I think it would have done better than it did. When it was announced that you would only control Rook, and you wouldn't be able to control any of the other characters or fully customize them the way you used to from all the way back from Dragon Age Origins and beyond. When that bit of news came out, I was like, this game is toast. There's no way this is going to be successful.
Jake, what are your thoughts on brown people? No, don't answer that.
My thoughts on brown people, it depends on where they're from, honestly.
All right. We talked about a bunch of shit. Here's something cool that's coming out. Wreckfest 2.
Let's go.
But it's only going to early access, so it's not going to be in its final form for quite a while, probably.
Whatever.
But, dude.
That's a fun game.
Wreckfest is the tits, man. It's so much fun.
Here, I'm going to turn it down because it is a little loud, but... Oh, V8s!
Let's go.
Let's go.
Dude, if it's just like the first Wreckfest but more, I'm so here. I'm here for it.
Flips off the camera.
It's just nothing but Mustangs and Camaros. Just
Yeah, it's like it seems like
shit,
Ford versus GM.
Oh, See, this is the stuff right here. Oh,
Dude, the
Yes.
reason I love this game, it reminds me of Burnout Revenge with the mechanics of crushing up, and like in the first one, you had the bumper the lawnmower bumper car segment in the game, which was so much fun to do. God, I
Well-
love that. I love Wreckfest, man. It's a great
Well,
game.
It's great
Bugbear.
because it's actually it's a hyper realistic game, but that doesn't like mean that you have to be like really skilled at playing it. It's just hyper realistic on how your car explodes when you hit shit.
Yeah.
Which
So-
I mean, when you introduce those mechanics, that's exactly what people are going to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also, Bugbear, who developed this and developed the first Wreckfest, a lot of those guys are former Criterion and actually worked on the Burnout series before they were acquired by EA.
Yep.
Just a
And
little, Just a little
excuse
knowledge
me, Savage Dad. I have 3 V8s currently. I have an LS1, I have a 5.7 in my Lexus, and I have a 455 in my Pontiac. So
Nice.
Wait. You have a 5.7 in your Lexus. Hell yes,
Yeah.
brother.
I have an LX 570. That's my daily driver.
Ooh, very
Nice.
nice.
But it's
Very
the first gen one, the one that everyone discards because it has a terrible infotainment system in it.
Who cares?
But it's a fucking awesome truck. So
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I agree.
okay, there we go. Yeah. And yes, I go to Trader
back up,
Joe's
stop
once in a
that.
while to buy eggs with it. So
Oh, talking about that, do you hear there certain places are putting like a 2-cent sales tax on eggs, like Waffle House and shit, because of the egg shortage right now.
wait, who's putting taxes on eggs?
They're putting like a 2-cent tax on eggs, like at Waffle House and
At
places
Waffle
like
House?
that.
Like
Yeah.
a 2 cent, like a surcharge based on per egg, like a 2
Yeah.
cent surcharge based on egg.
Yeah.
Nerd Ward,
Because
I
the
don't
eggs-
have money for McLarens, okay?
Sure
I
you
have a
do.
V10. Does that count? That's halfway between V8 and V12.
V10s are all right. A
They're-
V8
yeah.
just sounds better than any other
do.
engine, though.
They do. It is a 9.2 liter V10. So
Ooh.
Yo, Doolies. What's up, Doolies?
But yeah, wish list, that one.
oh
Keep an eye out
oh
for it.
absolutely.
Let's see. Has Leighton Gay started yet? Let me refresh.
Nah, they're
Bro,
late.
it's
No,
5
no.
after 8.
Haven't got a
Yeah.
notification yet.
Beardo
What a
must be
bunch of
late.
gays. Here,
Many such
Nerd
cases.
Slap. You shared this with me earlier. I was wondering if you wanted to talk about it. A live-action mobile suit Gundam movie is in the works.
So I actually don't know a whole lot about this franchise. I just was kind of saw it when I was scrolling through, and I thought it was just kind of an interesting thing because I know there's a lot of hype for this franchise, and I think they tried to do these before, if I remember correctly, and they didn't do good.
I
Just like-
feel like
Yeah.
it would have to be very high budget to make
Mhm.
it work.
Right.
And
Which
I
I feel like
I
nowadays
almost
they
think
could do.
like, yeah, like maybe find the people that did the first Pacific Rim movie.
Pacific Rim. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was going to say. ABF.
Mhm.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You take the first Pacific Rim. We've seen Gypsy Danger and how that moved. If you just do that,
I'll
Yeah.
be honest with you. If they can actually do a live action Gundam series, it'd be cool. I mean, I love Gundam. I watch pretty much every Gundam that's ever
Westford,
been.
don't start this now.
And I have to say, if they're gonna do a Gundam series, do G Gundam first. Mobile Suit Fire G Gundam, probably one of the best in the series. It'd be a good starting point for this franchise. But yeah, that would be awesome to see a live action Gundam series. Yeah, they did like a early 2000s. They did a Gundam movie, and it was CGI heavy, which it'll have to be. But oh man, I'll be stoked to see a live action Gundam. That'd be cool.
Or it doesn't have to be CGI heavy, and you get those companies in Japan that built those 1/1 scale mobile suits, and you put some servos in there, and you make them actually work.
The problem though is that those things like they work, but they work very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You
that's overcrank the camera. you know,
I guess, but sometimes when you just increase the speed, it looks off. Also, you know what I mean?
that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But
like
man, wouldn't that be
the
cool?
momentum and
Wouldn't
stuff
that
like
be
that
so
is
cool?
right. That would be pretty cool, though.
I mean, if you look at Ready Player One, they had the original Gundam from the very first Gundam series in the game. Yeah, screw you, Weasel, you dick, you furry. But I mean, but the thing is though, let the Japanese do this show. Let the Japanese do it. Let them do it. Don't let American hands soil
Let them
Gundam,
fight.
please. Please.
Oh man, I'm sorry that exhaust got me.
That
Weasel,
one
Weasel
got
with
hilarious.
the comment of the night. Holy shit.
Weasel, you're an asshole. Straight up, man.
Yes, he
Nothing
is,
but love,
actually.
no homo. No homo.
I mean, goodness gracious.
So 2K turned 20, and they have a whole bunch
Oh,
of
wow.
sales going on right now. So the entire BioShock collection is 80% off on Steam right now.
Mm-hmm.
Borderlands 3, don't buy that one.
No,
Um,
they still haven't fixed the memory leak, so just
well,
don't.
the story sucks.
The story does suck. The thing that bothers me the most is
never
they
finished
still
it.
have never finished the memory leak. So when you play
Jeez.
on the 7th danger level or above, and you're throwing out like hundreds of rounds a second, you can play for like 5 minutes before the memory leak hits you and crashes your computer, and you basically just cannot progress further than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they have the entire collection here for 75% off. That's probably worth it. Lego 2K Drive, Civ 5, maybe skip that one.
Yeah.
Play,
Just stay with 6.
yeah, play
Civ,
Civ 6.
Civ 6 is just Civ 5, but better.
Civ 7
Yeah.
is like technically out right now. So
Yeah.
I still think the best sim game is, Playboy Mansion. And that's just me.
GCA is live.
Yep, looks like they're
It's
starting.
not live.
Let's do some outros. Phantom, where are you gonna be at?
Always Thursday night with Big Dog Jake. We're gonna be live tomorrow night on For the Homies podcast. Then on Saturday nights, Killing Anime on Saturday nights, Westward and Sophie Crease is gonna be down in Orlando with you guys, and we're gonna do top Black characters in anime for Black History Month. Happy Black History Month, everybody!
All right,
So inclusive.
sounds like
I don't
fun.
know how
In
that's gonna
fact,
work, but that's gonna be an interesting stream.
Here's my new avatar, Jake. Where are you gonna be at there, buddy?
So yeah, like Phantom said, Thursdays 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the official For the Homies podcast. I will be there. Otherwise, I'm just kind of around. I've been doing my best to be more around, like in the GCA server and things of that nature. Otherwise, I know Mo's not here to make fun of me and mouth it, but my name is Big Dog Jake, BIGGDOGGJAKE. I am a professional, though occasional VOA. I am a political writer. I love video games. I love metal music. I will talk to anyone about them. ABF, thank you so much for having me on here. And as always, everyone, be well, peace out, and rock on.
Hell yeah. Jose, so we went live a half hour earlier, and we only typically go for an hour, but we are talking about sticking with this time that I started with today and going for an hour and a half up until the GCA. So still not decided on that, but leaning towards that's what we're going to do. Nerd Slap, where are you going to be at?
Oh, I might pop up over in the GCA stream. You never know how that goes. But otherwise, I got my channels, both Nerd Files and my gaming channel over on Kick. Go check those out if you haven't. Looking forward to MegaCon. Can't wait to meet y'all there. So it's gonna be fun.
Everyone
Awesome.
check out Nerd Files. Those videos are fucking incredible. I love those. I love them.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Well,
And he had one hell of a good show on the Homies not too long ago either.
Yes, he did.
That's true.
Yeah.
Looking forward to coming back on.
Love to have you.
Thanks for everyone sticking over here, and thanks for the raid from Badger. I'm going to be headed over to the GCA stream right now. We have Fear the Beardo on there right now. I see him there. So click on the link in the pinned message, and looks like we got an X-Wing on there right now too.
Excellent.
So,
oh.
yeah, I will see everybody over there. Have a great day.
Peace out, guys. Like the stream, nerds.
Who the fuck
Like
is
true
Alec
nerds.
Baldwin's finger?
I can't see! I can't see! Of course you can't fucking see. I just shot a blank in your fucking eyes.
Hey, the trunk looks kind of small there, Anton.
This is live. I'm on live TV. Trunk's fine. As you can see, friend, it's not small. It's a big trunk. I'll show you right here.
Well, you got a dead hooker in the trunk.
What? No, it can't be.
Yes, it was. It was a dead hooker.
It wasn't a dead hooker!
Pal, I know a dead hooker when I see one.